whether it's working or not.
Something, no, it doesn't work.
Everything,
Test? Test? Good.
it's good. It's good. Thank you. Call the meeting of the Board of Trustees to order. And the first thing is the Pledge of Allegiance. And I would like to ask our student trustee, Robert Alexander, if he would lead us, please. America. And to the republic to which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible. Thank you. At this time, can everybody hear me? Yes. Okay, because I can't hear me. Okay, at this time, it's open to public comment on the agenda and non-agenda items. Do we have any public comment? No?
No, we do not.
All right. And the next item of business is the approval of minutes. So I'm asking for a motion and a second before we can have discussion.
Long will.
Okay, thank you.
Second.
Any discussion? None? Okay. Then let me call the roll call. Student trustee Del Rosario,
Present?
student trustee Robert Alexander,
Present.
trustee Houston,
Aye.
trustee Gonzalez,
Aye.
trustee Longville,
Aye.
trustee Reyes.
Aye.
Okay, then minutes are approved.
So just point of order, when we're in person, do we need to do roll call?
Yes, you do. And also, the two student trustees, they said present, and that's neither a yay or a nay. So if we could just, for the record, get their votes. Thank
Okay.
you.
All right, let's go back to student trustees.
Aye.
Del Rosario? Aye? Okay. Student trustee Alexander?
Aye.
All right, so they're on the record as aye. Okay. The next item of business is, no, this is for the approval of the minutes of 7/14/22. And so we'll start with the student trustee advisory vote.
I'll make that motion.
Wait a minute.
I'll make that motion.
Second.
I'm sorry, we need a motion and a second,
I make that motion.
okay? Second, okay. Do we have any discussion? None? Okay, then let's take the roll call vote. Student trustee.
Sorry, for clarification, who made the
Del
second?
Rosario.
Who made the second? Sorry. Who
Trustee
made the
Viracil.
second? Viracil. Thank you.
Okay,
Aye.
okay. Student trustee Alexander,
Aye.
okay. Trustee Reyes. Trustee Longville.
Aye.
Trustee Gonzalez.
Aye.
Trustee Houston.
Aye.
And the chair votes aye. Okay.
You didn't ask Joseph or I.
Did I forget? Did I forget? Oh, my God. How could I forget you?
Aye. Aye. Trustee
As if
Viracil.
I don't know who you
Yeah,
are.
and Trustee Viracil too.
Trustee Williams, I'm sorry.
Williams and Harrison.
So we didn't ask you before?
Or Viracil.
We voted aye for both of those.
Okay, all right. So trustee Williams?
Aye.
Okay. For both?
Well, you have to ask her too.
I didn't ask you either? All right, I'm having a senior moment here. What can I say? What can I say? And I just had a birthday, too. That's my excuse.
Happy belated birthday, and we love you.
All right, trustee Viracil?
Aye.
Aye, okay. So do we have to take the vote again for the previous one where I didn't call them?
No, because they've clarified that they voted aye on both.
All right, thank you. So you voted aye for both? Okay, thank you. Right now, we would like to present the presentation of the applause cards. So could they be put up on the screen so we can recognize the applause recipients? Thank you. And then I'd like to call on the Chancellor to recognize the employees with 20-plus years of service. And we can have those up on the screen also, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. So as there are several individuals with over 20 years of service to the college, I won't go into each of them. However, I do want to recognize and applaud Ms. Diane Walter for 50 years of service to the district. Amazing. And as we were discussing all of these individuals earlier today, one person said, and Diane Walter's 50 years, and she's still smiling. So congratulations to everyone who has put in so much time into making our district as successful as it is. So thank you so much.
Are you recognizing anybody else?
No, because there's like
Okay.
40 of them.
I would like to point out that in the original agenda that was there was an error, and I'm sure that it's been corrected, and that is the write-up on Joel Lamore. Okay, so that's been corrected. All right. Thank you. The next item is the consideration of approval of the employment contract for Chancellor.
Move for approval.
Could I have, before we move for approval, could I have my tech people, I'm getting an echo and I can't, I'm hearing everything twice. It's not working today. Okay, thank you. I should read this before we do anything else, right?
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
Okay. We have a motion and we have a second. Is that correct?
No, ma'am.
Actually, Madam Chair, you're going to read the statement first, and then you can entertain the motion.
Okay. On my instructions, dear legal counsel, I have that I'm supposed to read this before discussion. So I understand the discussion comes after the first and the second.
Yeah, it is, I apologize if I wrote it that way, but it is before you accept any motion, so
All
it's the
right.
first thing you say.
Okay, sounds good. Government Code Section 54953C3 requires that prior to action on proposed compensation for a local agency executive, the terms of the agreement must be orally reported in open session. The proposed agreement is for a term of 4 years. The starting base salary is $358,600 with and the benefits are health and welfare, sick leave, vacation, and holidays. Additional benefits are professional dues and memberships, attendance at professional conferences, cellular phone use, and transportation and expenses. At this time, I would accept a motion and a second.
I so move.
Second.
Okay? So I have, who do I have has made the motion?
Alexander made motion.
Okay. And who seconded? Okay. Okay. Is there any discussion?
Madam Chair, for clarity, I thought that Dr. Gonzalez made the motion. Okay. It'd be better for the record if it came from one of the non-student board members, this
All
particular
right.
motion.
Okay, thank you.
I move for approval.
All
Second.
right. So we'll take a roll call vote at this point, since there isn't any discussion. And we will go with the advisory vote of the student trustees. Student trustee Alexander,
4.
student trustee Del Rosario,
4.
trustee Viracel. Trustee Williams,
Aye.
trustee Reyes,
Aye.
trustee Longville,
Aye.
trustee Gonzalez,
Aye.
trustee Houston,
Aye.
and the chair votes aye. So congratulations to our chancellor.
Thank you. Thank you.
Next, we have the consent agenda. The consent agenda is expected to be routine and non-controversial. It will be acted upon by the board at one time without discussion. Any member of the board, staff member, or citizen may request that an item be removed from this section for discussion. Chancellor, do you have any items that need to be removed?
Yes, I would. Yes, I would like to remove number 3, individual memberships under business and fiscal services. I request that it be tabled until next month, please.
Okay, thank you. Any other? None? So I will entertain a
would
motion
move adoption.
for acceptance of the consent agenda.
I would move adoption of the consent calendar as
All right.
amended.
Second?
Second.
All right. So, student trustee, the advisory vote, Del Rosario,
Aye.
student trustee Alexander,
Aye.
trustee Reyes,
Aye.
trustee Longville,
Aye.
trustee Gonzalez,
Aye.
trustee Houston,
Aye.
trustee Viracel,
Aye.
trustee Williams,
Aye.
and the board chairs votes aye. So everything has been approved. At this point,
Madam Chair?
yes.
There was one item that was pulled separately, and so we would need to vote on that one separately, and I believe the chancellor's suggestion was to table it, correct?
Yes.
That is correct.
Okay.
Okay.
So moved.
Second.
Do we have a motion? Do we
Moved by
take a roll
Longville.
call vote on that too? Yes? Okay,
You have a motion and a second.
okay. Thank you. Student trustee advisory vote, Del Rosario.
Aye.
Student trustee Alexander.
Aye.
Trustee Reyes. Trustee Longville.
Aye.
Trustee Gonzalez. Trustee Houston.
Aye.
Trustee Viracel.
Aye.
Trustee Williams.
Aye.
And the chair votes aye. So that's been tabled until a later date. Thank you. At this point, having gone through the action items and also the consent agenda, we are now ready for our reports. So,
Madam Chair?
board committee reports.
Madam Chair,
Yes,
if I might interject just momentarily, I just wanted to note that although we did not make any comments when we adopted the Chancellor's contract, I would just like to note for folks who might be not attending or even through Zoom or in person, either way, at some of the previous meetings at which we have discussed this, I wanted to simply note that the board not only unanimously voted to approve the Chancellor's contract, but at prior meetings has made numerous comments about how fortunate we feel we are to have found such an extraordinary Chancellor. Thank you, Madam Chair.
we thank you for your comments, trustee Longville, and I'm sure that the rest of the board feels the same way. Thank you. We didn't want you to feel unappreciated, so. Okay, good. Okay. Reports. board committee reports. I think we've only had one of our standing committees meet today, and that is the legislative committee. So do we have a report from the legislative committee?
Yes, we had a very good discussions, good feedback. We're very proud to have to work with our elected officials. We have been fortunate enough to be able to continue to get resources to help our students excel in their whatever their field may be. But in this case, it was heavily but more KVCR. And I want to thank the board for seeing that being active, working with our elected officials at the state and federal plays a major dividend in regards to getting some opportunities and some grants. We have been successful at the state. We could be more successful at the federal. We plan to pursue that. My committee with Dr. Ferrisell and John Longville are going to be very looking at very carefully of opportunities for, especially with broadband opportunities for beautiful and effective KVCR. And so, again, I think that I want to thank our board members, our team, that can see that being active with our elected officials on both sides, Republican and Democrat, it's really important that we have a good relationship. We've always done that, to be honest with you, all the time. That's what's made us successful. So as long as they agree with what we want to do in terms of helping our students, I think we need to be very, very active. Because a lot of times what happens is that some people, because I've gone to a lot of different meetings, and whether it be the city council or city board of supervisors, they don't believe that they need to travel. They don't believe that they, you know, as the saying goes, if you're not at the table, you're not going to be successful. And as long as we continue to get resources as we have, we should continue to be very active. And I appreciate all my members here trying to take action and attending conferences and meetings so we can provide our input. So it was very, very good. And now we are going to request funding. Once we approved, got willing to get a executive director for KVCR, we're going to go after some funding for the at the federal level. We have an outstanding TV and radio station. I was very proud to know that I think is it 4 or 5 students were selected from the academy to go to the UC Berkeley and UCLA. I mean, that's incredible, and this is a message that we have to take, and I think we all agree that going to a community college, in my opinion, has never been like, oh, it's second best or whatever it is. No, you come here, you prepare, you follow the instructions of whatever we always talk about following the, you know, your good program, Joseph, that you always talk about knowing what the students want, and then they'll transfer it. So I'm very proud, and so we had a real good discussion. And I'm just very proud. We are going to be having a conference coming up, and I appreciate you guys are attending because this is where the HAKU is now going to take the lead in getting some federal grants. We already have some ideas of how to go about it. I believe that working with the K through 12 trustee Houston, Ted Alejandra should be commended because he's considered one of the leaders. So, overall, it was very good.
Can I give a quick
Trustee
update?
Williams.
We didn't have a board finance committee, but there is a board of governors update that I just like to provide. As you know, Chancellor Eloy Oakley has resigned as Chancellor of the system and will be taking over the College Futures Foundation. And Deputy Chancellor Dr. Daisy Gonzalez will be our new Chancellor. Sad to see him go, but equally excited to see her step in this new role. And we think that she'll serve the system well. There will be a national search. I believe it'll take probably about a year or so. So she would be in the post for a year. And so the chancellor's staff has been significantly increased. And so some changes that have been made is we launched a new office of institutional supports and success. This is an alignment with the College Finance and Facilities Planning Division, the Institute of Effectiveness Partnership Initiative, and the Government Relations Division. And this will be led by Executive Vice Chancellor Dr. Lizette. I never can say her last name right. What is Lizette's last name? Navarrete. Thank you. And then additionally, the one that I'm really excited about, they really included board recommendations in the naming of this new department, and it's the Office of Equitable Student Learning Experience and Impact. We were really thinking about like student experience or the student user experience, and they really included that in the title. And so this aligns with the educational service, or the old Educational Services and Support Division and Workforce and Economic Development, and that's going to be led by Executive Vice Chancellor Marty Alvaretto. And then the last change was the creation of the Office of Innovation, Data, Evidence, and Analytics. This is going to be led by Vice Chancellor Dr. John Hetz. And so hopefully we'll see the impact of the additional staffing that the Chancellor's office, I think we've added, don't quote me on a number, but at least 20 new positions.
Wow.
And so the goal was really to build the Chancellor's office capacity to really respond and support districts. And so we're hoping that we're having a strategy session on Monday in Sacramento to keep some of the momentum going and then re-clarify some of the BOG's goals and really to set the direction for what the next year. And I'm hoping that there will be continued support for the Vision for Success. But I think now is a great opportunity for the Inland Empire to really make recommendations and really talk about, well, is the Vision for Success right? Are the goals right? Are there any changes that we really should be considering? So that's my update. Thank you for the time.
Thank you. The State Chancellor's office has always been a great support to the districts. However, it has always been limited by the number of staff that they have. And so a lot of times they have wanted to support us and have not had the adequate staff. So I'm glad to hear that that's changing. That's changing. San Bernardino Valley College Academic Senate. Sorry.
Good afternoon. So I'm walking in much like this semester has started, like, is it time already? So I will do my best with my report today. It is not in template form. But I did make some notes, and I will provide a written form as usual that ultimately gets sent to you guys. So it's our opening week. It is reflecting what we are experiencing in the real life of education on our campus right now, which is some fully on campus, face-to-face, boots on ground, and enjoying that, as well as some fully online. So it's really kind of a nice schedule. I think so far it's been well received on our campus. So we had Adjunct Orientation, which was fully online, and our Flex Day, followed by our division meetings and our all-campus, or all-faculty and all-senate, let me back up. Our all-faculty and our all-staff meetings were yesterday and fully in person. And then today was our faculty-led workshops and professional development that was fully online. And tomorrow, we get to have a party with lots of exciting news. So lots of updates coming. So that will be fully in person with everybody present. So it should be exciting, and maybe y'all can come join our party. I did not report over the summer out of intention, trying to take the summer off. Doesn't mean I didn't do anything during the summer. But really trying to support the idea that we are here during the academic year, but not during the summertime. So I just wanted to share why I was not here and present, but I'm back. As we do come back, there are lots of things that are already kind of on the agenda. You may have heard me as I came in today, and they asked me about a mask, and I was like, a mask? What are you talking about? Since when? What happened? Oh, since yesterday. So that is one of the questions, right? We're having conversations. I keep getting asked, are we really coming back in person for Senate? Do we really have to meet in person? And as of my knowledge, yesterday, there was nothing in place to do that other than to come back in person. There was no protection for us. There was no state of emergency. There's no mandate. There's no mask, no distancing, no vaccines, which puts us in a space where, as a Brown Act, we need to come back in person. But I see we're wearing masks tonight, so I probably should get some information on that and what's going on there, and is that going to go any further? I do know, with a conversation with Chancellor Rodriguez, that there was an intention to bring the task force back together and have that conversation, so I do look forward to that and see what that brings. Over the summer, some of the work that has been done, and I've been very actively involved in, as well as other faculty, has been the common application work that has been done. And so, I mean, I'm sure you're up to date on what that is about, but we have been very active in proceeding with that. There are some parts of that process and that work that needed to be put on hold and to ensure faculty representation and collegial consultation, and that has been put on hold. So I appreciate that, and I appreciate the honoring of the collegial process that needs to occur in that. But looking forward to those conversations as we return this semester. Other work that was done over the summer was also looking at our ethnic studies. As you probably see with our curriculum that's been coming through, our approval for our ethnic studies courses, our faculty did a tremendous amount of work to get those courses through and approved. Both cross-listed courses as well as our Ethnic Studies 100. 100, right? Okay, thank you for confirmation. As well as our Ethnic Studies 100 course to meet our Area F and the new requirements for Ethnic Studies. With that, we certainly needed to look at the scheduling of those courses and the ownership of that, and so there were some meetings about that, very collegial and interactive, and I worked with Dr. Humble, as well as we brought in the chairs of interested and invested departments, I should say, and had conversations about where that should live, and we've come to an agreement, and I guess it's okay to share that it will live under our sociology department at this time, but with some desire to really attend to the needs of what that's going to grow into, because with that being a requirement, ethnic studies is going to grow exponentially, so we'll need to be proactive and prepared for that. Our workshops today, several of them, and in all faculty meeting yesterday, we talked a lot about the AB 928, which is that the common transfer pathway for our students. I talked about it last year a little bit. Hopefully I'm not getting my numbers mixed up in my head. There's a lot of ABs going around right now. But there was presentation on that and looking at what that might look like for us on our campuses, the impact to some of our programs, and faculty need to be aware so that they can be active in the feedback process and mitigating what that looks like for our students and some of the courses that we currently offer. Just making sure I can read my own writing. I think, so that's some of the summer work, and of course we had some hiring as well, so that kept me a little bit busy there. But it was really great in person yesterday to welcome all 23 faculty that we've hired in the last year and a half to 2 years. I think I went back to fall of 2020, so it was pretty awesome to see. As I present over the next couple of board meetings and get back into my template format, I really want to be able to spotlight some of our programs on campus. Again, I know that comes through the board in terms of what you see on the agenda with the curriculum, but I'd like to package some of that highlighting for you in the good work that they're doing and what that looks like in boots on ground format, and kind of actualize what that looks like for our students. So you'll see some of that coming from me. Student equity planning we worked on during the summer as well, but it too met the same the same challenges, that there's only so much we can do as a committee before we have items that need to go through a collegial process. We can't just decide that our students need A, B, and C. We have to be looking at data. We have to be pulling information from our students. We need to be talking across campus what that looks like. And we are working very hard on doing that with a short timeline at this point, but we are working very hard at that. You might be speaking about this, Dr. Thayer, so I hope I'm not stealing some thunder, but there are some good things already coming out of that. And one of them is the announcement that we're adding a brothers club onto our campus, and our faculty, Keenan Giles will be the faculty advisor on that, and so super excited about that, and looking at an AMIND charter to also come. So those will tie in very specifically to our student equity planning, which is targeting our Black and African American students. So excited to see positive, again, it's not that it doesn't happen other times, but as a result of conversations, we're already actively taking forward motion on some of those things. Sorry, I'm just kind of running through my head the words I want to use in this last statement that I make. So I've been in this position for 1.5 years now, and I'm pretty steady on my feet at this point. Pretty confident about my role. Have a pretty good sense of the system now. I've learned so much in the last 1.5 years. I am officially starting my first elected 2-year position as Academic Senate President for San Bernardino Valley College. And in reflection of where I want to go in that position of leadership, where the pinch points have been, and how I want to change that, not just for myself, but for everybody that follows, and ultimately for a better system for our students. One of the pinch points is I feel like a watchdog, and I don't like it. It doesn't feel good. I know that's part of the role, but sometimes I feel like a watchdog. I know many of you will understand. I know Chancellor Rodriguez understands this. But what I would like to really work on and cultivate in all spaces, and I'm not talking about just to the board, but in all spaces, that we revisit what 10+1 means and the real purview of academic senate. And I know sometimes it's seen as it's just a set of rules that Senate has power over, and it's not about that. It's about the position of faculty and how critical they are in serving our students, making the decisions for our students, providing instruction for our students. And so again, please do not take this as a comment towards the board. This is not a comment towards the board. This is a general, constantly trying to watch, right? And making sure that the purview hasn't been crossed per se. What I would really like to do is to try to cultivate a sense of 10+1 being part of the conversation at the very beginning when things come up, right? So new ideas, and again, I'm talking about across the system. I think of it as in terms when we talk about accessibility for students, right? If we talk about accessibility at the end of what we do, it's really hard to address those components, and it becomes a lot of work. But if we talk about universal design from the point of the very beginning of a design, it's just part of what we do. And it's much less burdensome. And so that will be part of my goals, is to cultivate a sense of, as any conversation is happening, thinking about all of our constituent groups, not just Senate, but all the other constituent groups from the very beginning, and having people approach us and saying, hey, this might be a Senate point. Can we talk? And so again, I hope you don't take that too harshly, because it's not just you all, it's across the board. But this week has been a hard week for that, and it's only week 1 back. And so it will be a goal of mine, and I hope that I will use language that will encourage that. And I appreciate your willingness to hear me on that. And I look forward to continuing to work with you over the next couple of years. So sorry for a little bit of a hard ending there, y'all. But welcome back, and have a great fall semester as board members.
Thank you. I'd like to, at this time, it seems like this has been a difficult meeting for me. I have ignored trustees, forgotten their name. I have stepped over people. I mean, and then I just completely forgot about your report. And this is my way of showing how much I appreciate you. I don't know how to get that. Anyway, Chancellor's report.
Thank you. Thank you for that. And good afternoon, everyone. First off, I'd like to say that I'm really excited about us starting the new academic year next week, and there is so much buzz in the air as we prepare for our students who are going to be returning. You know, personally, I'm still thankful for just a few months ago when we were able to celebrate in person for the first time in 2 years commencement. You know, graduation is an exciting time of the year, and I know that our students were thankful and excited to be able to come together and celebrate. In fact, let's revisit some of that excitement. Can we play the video, please?
This is the story of our biggest graduation yet. A story of 2 college campuses, San Bernardino Valley College and Crafton Hills College. A story of 5,571 student graduates, all of them together with the 5,571 families impacted.
And each of you has the power to impact your community and the world beyond.
And a total of 250 plus careers and classes, and an impressive 9,161 degrees and certificates earned right here. And of one dream, your dream of a better future. So these are the future nurses, the future engineers, the future doctors, the future filmmakers, the future lawyers, the future leaders. This is the future of our community.
Let me just share with you how incredibly proud I am of each of you.
You graduated from the very best community college in the world. Congratulations,
And you can be a part of the future. Are you ready?
I just love that video.
God, that's wonderful.
Love that video.
That is wonderful.
Thank you. Thank you. And I just wanted to, also take the opportunity to thank everyone who supported our students who walked across the stage. See, it was such a great video. We were going to play it again. But again, thank you for all who played a huge part in getting our students across the stage and to their finish line. Thank you so much for doing that. So I also want to take a moment to share that tomorrow at 11 a.m., we are hosting a special event with Assembly Majority Leader Reyes to thank her for the $15 million in state funding that we secured for KVCR. Yes, absolutely. So, as many of you know, KVCR was struggling financially for a variety of reasons. But that has changed over the last year, 14 months or so, right? Thanks to our Board of Trustees, we now have a long-range plan to strengthen KVCR. Not only are we going to be able to continue with PBS and NPR, but we're also going to be able to have students use the KVCR studios as laboratories, working on state-of-the-art equipment alongside a variety of professionals as they prepare for careers in the multimedia broadcasting industry. So we're excited about that. And also thanks to our state and federal policymakers, again, in the last year, 14 months or so, KVCR has received about $20 million. Right, that is going to keep it operating for years to come. And so we're excited about that. Keep watching for a lot of great things coming out of KVCR. So, also this past month, in our newly developed Educational and Student Support Services program here at the district office, they coordinated a site visit to Tennessee College of Applied Technology that took place on July 18th. And the site visit included district-wide team representation from across our district to go and explore various CTE programs that we may want to institute in our colleges. We were planning another site visit to visit 3 colleges in Utah, scheduled for December. And I just want to say thank you to Trustee Houston for helping us get connected with these institutions who have model programs that many institutions throughout the nation are looking at. So thank you. Thank you for that. Last week, EdCT, in partnership with the Workforce Development and San Bernardino County, celebrated the completion of the first cohort of students who underwent training to qualify for county-wide positions. This collaboration was the first of its kind for California Employment Training Panel, right? And they're looking at what we were able to do with our cohort in EdCT as being a model for other organizations throughout the state. So thank you, all of those in EdCT who put the effort towards that. You know, the success of our district really relies on the success of our classified professionals. So this past month, we held an all classified professionals retreat and had conversations about how do we handle stress during the pandemic and coming out of the pandemic. We talked about financial tips for making health and financial decisions and so on. We received a lot of great feedback from that retreat, and I just want to thank all of those who participated and coordinated the event. And as the colleges have their opening day activities, I thought it would be important for those here at the DSO and in EdCT and KVCR have a similar type event. So this past Monday, we had our first DSO opening day that was very well attended. So it was informative and it was fun, all those. So I want to thank Vice Chancellor Hannon, Dr. Asia Brown, Ms. Nekach, Ms. Ford, and all of those who did the prep work and to execute such a fantastic day for our classified professionals. Yesterday, I attended Crafton Hills opening day, and I want to thank Dr. Haran, Vice President Strong, Mr. Angel Rodriguez, and the tech crew at Crafton for making last-minute accommodations to host me virtually via Zoom. I appreciate it. I appreciate you going the extra mile to accommodate me in literally last second. So thank you for that. It was very well attended. I won't steal any of Dr. Haran's excitement over the day, so I'm sure he's going to mention it in his remarks. And I look forward to attending Valley College's opening day, or as it was referenced, the party, tomorrow morning. So thank you all. That's my report.
Thank you. San Bernardino Valley College Classified Senate. No report. Okay. San Bernardino Valley College Associated Students. Getting an echo again.
If I may give the report, Madam Chair.
No
If I could give it, please.
He has a report on
He's going to give it.
Yes, yesterday we had new student welcome day. We did have a table out with all the other organizations on campus. We did get quite a few students inquiring about applying to positions on student government. We had about 3 students who said they intended to put in an application. And I did go around and introduce myself to several of the organizations on campus, tell them who I am and what I do for them here on the board, representing the students as a student trustee. And I gave away several of my business cards to some of my fellow students. And today we had a meeting for our Senate, and we approved funds for several of our pharmacy students to take bus travel to KGI and Claremont so that they could get more hands-on training with their field. And then we also approved funds for hopefully all of us to attend a a trip to Washington, D.C. for a national student government event. And that's all I have to say.
Thank you. Crafton Hills Academic Senate.
It's magical. I'm just kidding. Unfortunately, Brandy was on her way, but with some babysitting issues, she was not able to make it. So she just asked if I could share that that they are looking forward to their plenary on Friday, and excited about that return and that activity. And she apologizes for her absence, and she'll be here next time. Thank you.
Thank you. Crafton Hills Classified Senate.
Into just this. Hi, Board of Trustees, presidents, student trustees. If you have not met me, my name is Kevin Pelkey. I'm back, but in a different role. In a different role, I'm now the new president of the Classified Senate at Crafton Hills College. I want to take a second really fast to thank Brandy Mello for all the work that she has done for the Senate. She really made my job easy coming in brand new, and congratulate her on her new position here at the district. So thank you, Brandy. We had our first meeting yesterday, and Classified are excited for not only the state level changes, but to really see the new direction that we move in as campus locally. Needless to say, these past years have been interesting, to say the least. With new circumstances, it has forced us to think differently and to have an open mind on how we support our students. However, we know that every time that there's change, it will always come with some sort of bumps and turns in the road. These are expected. However, in the 17 years that I've been a part of Crafton as a classified employee, I've always seen Classified step up to the challenge to support our students. Many times in doing so, unfortunately, we take on added stress. As the Chancellor stated, there's research that has shown that stress doesn't also lead to increased health issues. But in general, stress in the workplace does not support the success of our students. So I'm looking forward to working with Dr. Horan and your team in finding ways that we can improve trainings and communication on the new operations and the new policies, so that in return, we reduce the stress and highlight the value that Classified plays in the overall success of our students. Because when students are successful, we all are successful. So that is my report. Thank you. I tried to stay within the template. I think I got the heart of it. So, thank you.
Thank you, Kevin. Good to see you again.
Can I say something real quick?
Crafton Hills.
Chair, I just wanted to say welcome back, and if there's a link or something, I would buy some swag from the campuses and wear the shirts, and they look cool. So if there's a link or something like that where we can order, I would.
I think these are old.
Well, that is a special edition T-shirt
I'm like,
that
let me get hooked up.
requires a donation to our college foundation. It's an entry level acquisition.
That was a good
Thank Kevin Palkey for being a member of Team Crafton, one of 90 employees who give to the donation.
Very good. Very good. Very good. Wait a minute. I'm a member of the Crafton Foundation. I didn't get a T-shirt.
You are no longer an employee of Crafton Hills College. Chair Harrison.
Okay. Crafton Hills Associated Students.
Yeah, Madam Chair, I'll give the report tonight.
No report.
Yes, Madam Chair? Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and do it tonight.
sorry.
Yeah, sorry. First off, congratulations, Madam Chancellor, on your official contract now.
Thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
And then belated birthday to our chair. Happy birthday, since you had mentioned it earlier. All right. We had the Student Senate helped out in the Roadrunner rally, which was the welcome event back from Crafton. I also attended Valley College event yesterday, since my son is going to be attending Valley College. Very well attended. Kudos to you guys. Amazing motivational speeches and stuff that you guys did there in the beginning. So kudos to you guys. Crafton Hills Student Senate is working right now to try to get campuses, recycling on bins on campuses, if all possible. I know that they were there years ago. So that's something we're trying to motivate to get in, maybe even both campuses, district-wide. Also looking into organic waste collection as well. Because I know that there's some laws that have actually come down with that too. So I know I talked to the college president about that a little bit too. So that's something that's on the Student Senate radar. Student Senate is also supporting the career fair that's going to be coming up in September as well at Crafton Hills. Student Senate is just approved a Club Rush event that will have DJs, activities, and a food truck. That's going to day 2 to be determined. We're looking at probably October-ish, beginning of September. Student Senate also approved funding to attend the Student Senate for California Community Colleges here pretty soon. Also, Student Senate will be sending several of the Student Senate Center members to the Haku Conference. As well, they're opening up the doors to various different other groups that they have done in the past for like the Veterans Affairs, Tutoring Center, and allowing them to send reps as well. We're going to be funding that as well, and that's going to be in San Diego this year. Then something that's really exciting, I thought, we've been partnership with Duck and Owl, which is the food vendor that's new on campus there at Crafton. They're remodeling right now, and they've got this black wall that they put up, and they're going to start putting students' artwork on it. And we're going to try to theme it to themes for like each month. So if it's a month for Hispanic history or so on, to try to theme the artwork if all possible, if we get enough contributions and stuff to that. So that's something we're in the works with right now. So we're kind of excited about that, because not only are we showing the artwork off, we're trying to send a message also to whatever is themed around that month and that particular time. And then, since I'm getting a report, I just might as well go into a couple other things. I've attended multiple Zoom meetings and webinars through the state, through student trustees. They've had a lot of stuff through the state chancellor's office and the foundation that I've been able to attend. That's free too, so that's even amazing. And then I'm off tomorrow morning early to attend San Francisco to the student trustee workshop. So I'd like to thank the board members and the chancellor for allowing me to be able to attend that as well. So I'm done with my report.
Thank you. CSEA, no report. CTA, no report. Police Officers Association, no report. San Bernardino Valley College president.
Good evening, everyone. First, I'd like to say the SBCCD Foundation is always accepting donations. So if anyone is interested in donating to our foundation, we're more than happy to accept those donations. And in regards to swag, we can get you some swag, Trustee Williams, that says Valley College on it. Or any other board member is interested, we have some Valley College gear. Just let us know and we'll get you the appropriate items. Just wanted to comment on the video. It was great to see the video again of the success of the district as we graduated in person for the first time in 3 years. The reminder, and that truly was a great video. So it was nice to see that as we launch our new fall semester. As you heard, Convocation Week has kicked off at both colleges, at Valley College. We had a successful week thus far. Our Adjunct Orientation had over 200 members participate and get some critical information about parking, which is a huge topic on our campus as we undergo construction, but also information for faculty as they come back to the campus. So great attendance at our Adjunct Orientation, as well as the meetings that occurred throughout this week. You heard about our new student welcome day. We had over 600 students on campus. It was great to see our students back in person. The auditorium was full, and they received some great information about how to be a successful student. We introduced them to our team members who they can contact for questions, to make sure that they get everything they need to be successful students at Valley College. We even had parents attending, and they came up afterwards to reinforce. So it's great to see the parent being involved with the college student. So a really successful event. We had workshops that went along with after the orientation in the morning, and you heard about one of the clubs, the Brothers Club, which is being reformed and led by one of our faculty members, and that is aligned with the Student Equity Plan, which has an emphasis on supporting our African American students, but also our disproportionately impacted student populations. So we're really being intentional in the work that we're doing, identifying our faculty partners to make sure that we can have success as we kick off the new semester in person with our students. I wanted to thank the Measure CC team for providing us a tour of the construction site that's occurring at Valley College. We gathered in front of our admin building, we got into the golf carts, and we went on site to see the construction that's occurring. We went to see the softball field, which is making great progress. We got a chance to also see the applied tech area where they're using the old concrete to recycle it into the new building. So a lot of great sustainability efforts going on with the construction of those buildings. And then also, when you get to Valley and you see the campus, you'll see in the center we have this big box now that is our laydown area for the construction team for the next 4 to 5 years. But it's looks really nice the way it's boxed in, and it's intended to be the least disruptive. But construction has begun, so we're excited to have those projects beginning. In the meantime, we'll have a little inconvenience, but we're looking forward to the outcomes. The softball field is on track to be completed in the fall semester, so it'll be really nice to see that first project completed and then moving on to the next projects at Valley. So thankful to Measure CC and the construction team for taking us behind the curtain to see the work that's happening. In regards to grants, just wanted to touch on, we last year in 21-22 secured just over $1 million in grants from our grants office, $1,045,000. So I wanted to give a sneak peek to some of the items we'll talk about tomorrow at opening day, but we're proud of that. We have partnered with UCR School of Medicine, so we're participating by providing students who are interested in medicine, and they're going to partner with our STEM MESA program to identify students to create a pathway for medicine. So we're excited about that as well. I mentioned parking. Starting Monday, the National Orange Show will become our overflow area for parking for Valley College. If we need that, we have it available. With construction, we've lost access to 2 to 3 of our parking lots. So we want to make sure that we're providing additional parking for our students, and we'll have a shuttle running every 15 minutes between 8 in the morning and 10 at night. So we're going to have a lot of signage, a lot of information being shared, so that our students know, and anyone else who's using the shuttle will know where to get dropped off. It'll be right by the stadium. That's where they'll get dropped off, picked up, and then every 15 minutes to and from the Orange Show. We've had a wellness challenge during the spring semester. We just concluded our summer wellness challenge. We use this, it's called Move Spring. It's an app. It tracks our steps. We had about 50 to 60 participants over the spring and summer semester, so we'll acknowledge some of those folks who were able to get the most steps over the summer. And so we just want to encourage, our folks to get back out, start moving again as we come back together. And hopefully it'll be a way to, have people do it together in groups, individuals, but we want to make sure we're opening in a safe way and getting people back to moving. Those align with our goal number 1. And so that is the information I'd like to share for this evening. We look forward to opening day tomorrow morning at 9 o'clock. It will be in a new location this year. It's not going to be in the auditorium. It will be in the auxiliary gym, which is the second floor of our gym building. The small gym is what we call it. So they're making it look nice, and we look forward to having a successful opening day. So thank you, and that's my report.
Thank you. I think I'll park at the Orange Show to see that shuttle go back and forth.
It won't be available till Monday.
I just wanted you to know that there is one of my grandnephews will be attending Valley College. And so if he got recruited by your campus because you have a baseball coach that is very active out there recruiting baseball players. So if you see a McQueen, he belongs to the Harrisons and the Maciases.
All right, we look forward to seeing him on campus.
But we also have and I have my grandson going to Crafton. So we're covered. The family's covering.
That means
we're
you're
taking
saving a
part
lot
in
of
the
money.
enrollment, right? We're taking part of
That means
the
you're saving a lot of money, Trustee Harrison. If they're going to a community college, they're doing the right thing.
Yes.
About $50,000 a year. So I think they should make a deal with you and buying a car for them.
I have all of my employees who have graduates. They're all going to a community college. So I'm doing my part.
But did you hear? Did you hear
recruiting?
But did you hear what Trustee Ray said?
No, she didn't.
He said, since you're saving so much, you should buy them cars.
They already have cars. I mean, this is the new generation. I mean, when they turn 16, they expect their parents to buy them cars. Thank goodness, not the grandparents, but the parents. So be aware, you have two coming up. You have two coming up quickly.
Hopefully you'll buy them cars.
Crafton Hills president.
While we are, Trustee Williams, out of our limited edition Team Crafton shirts this year, I do have for you a hot off the press 50th anniversary pin that you may proudly wear on your beautiful suit jacket there. Good evening, trustees. I just a brief report on a few of our board goals. Goal number 1 around eliminating barriers. I'm very excited about some of the work that's happening in our student services division. We've identified a little over 1,000 students that attended in the last year but have stopped out, and we've been working to call those individuals to come back, and we've been able to call 658 of them so far, which has generated a lot of activity in our counseling office and admissions and records office. In addition, and a result of you approving new employees for Crafton in our new outreach department, we've created a new registration center that is a one-stop kind of triage center for students that come in that have unique situations, and they're able to sit down with the students and work through those unique scenarios rather than having them get bogged down in the process of booking a regular counseling appointment. We've been able to see 164 students since we started the month of August through that new department. Round goal number 2 being a diverse and inclusive and anti-racist institution. I'm very excited about our opening day that took place yesterday. I want to thank Trustee Houston for coming and giving a welcome, and Chancellor Rodriguez for also pivoting and working with us to be a part of that day yesterday. It was focused on equity and how we as an institution can demonstrate grit and engagement to serve our students in an equitable way. The morning was filled with reviewing some of our institutional data and outlining ways that we can move forward to continue to make progress in closing equity gaps, where we have closed some gaps, but we've also seen others increase. So we still have a lot of work to do ahead of us. In the afternoon, we were had Seifa Aina, who is the director of the Draper Center at Pomona College. He spoke to us on issues and about creating safe and equitable spaces for the Asian Pacific Islander community. He gave an outstanding speech for us, and he was, at one point in his career, he served on President Obama's Advisory Commission on Asian American and Pacific Islanders, and so he had a wealth of knowledge to share with us. Around goal 3, being a leader in addressing regional issues, I want to congratulate Dr. Delmy Spencer for being appointed to the RP Group Board as a CSSO representative. And so she will be serving in that role this academic year. And I'd like to close with to congratulate our facilities team and Vice President Strong for the Performing Arts Center is officially out of DSA. And we'll be going out to bid, and that's been a huge project. So congratulations, guys! Really work well done, Farrah. Thank you very much for shepherding that. And that's my report.
Thank you. Executive Vice Chancellor.
Can I just make a comment before you move on?
Oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Trustee Williams.
Yeah. First, I just want to say I appreciate the use of the template and the connection to the goals. For me, it contextualizes, the work that's being done. So I really appreciate that.
And the same thing here.
So I want to ask for a future conversation about part of our job description is to promote the district and the work. And on my LinkedIn, I have 14,000 people that we have Valley College in common, and then I have 7,000 people where we have Crafton Hills in common. And like when we share stuff on Facebook and stuff together, for me it's just fun to see y'all and connect and just. Trustee Harrison, with her media background, like lately she's had a lot of rich content that's really promoting the good work. But if we can just have a conversation about what a strategy could look like for trustees to have some of the content curated and like you tell us what you want to promote. And then even from a fundraising standpoint, like, okay, if I got 14,000 alumni on my LinkedIn page, how do I get them to like donate with me to one of the foundations? And so, but it's helpful to have someone curate the content because we get so much information and it's really hard to, what am I posting? What are the right hashtags that I'm supposed to use if we want to go back and track whether the post was effective or not? But a future conversation about like what that might look like and how we can be involved in just promoting the work. I know we've talked about it before, but I still haven't really seen the mechanism for me to kind of just pull information in an easy way and share it, unless I just share everything that Trustee Harrison shares, and I feel like, well, then I'm stealing her stuff. I don't want to just take it all, but yeah, a future conversation would really, I would appreciate it.
Can I add to that? I have an outside administrator who does the research because it takes research. He's looking up articles that are coming out in EdSource, that are coming out of other publications, and so those are the things that this is something that's interesting. This is something, and I get approval, and I say yay or nay whether it gets posted, and then of course anything that I see that has to do with a community college student from either one of our campuses, because each campus does a really nice job of promoting success stories. So those success stories should be sent out to all of us who have a Facebook so we can share it with the world, because those are inspirational to other people. So, I mean, there's a great deal of coordination that's involved with it, and I have tried very hard to try to get our communications departments to get that information to us, but it really is not their focus because you have them doing 10 million other things. And so just to do it on LinkedIn, to do it on Facebook, to do it on Twitter, I mean, that just takes somebody who's just devoted to that and doing the research. I mean, there's sometimes that whole thing on the new interim state chancellor, that came from another source. It didn't come from our campuses. And so to get that coordinated takes a lot of work. It really does take a lot of work. So I don't know. I wouldn't be able to do it on my own. I would like to think that kudos for it. Thank you very much that I post a lot of stuff, but I don't do it on my own. I have somebody who is an administrator who looks up all of stuff, makes sure that I know about it, make sure that I get approval. I have to approve it, of course, but it takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of coordination. But if we can get some way for the things that are being done, for instance, the foundations put out a really nice profile on each student that gets a scholarship, right? A picture of the scholarship recipient and a write-up. That should be something that is sent to us so that we can post it on our Facebook, because that's a great story. It's a feel-good story. And so, I mean, there are ways for us to work together. And a teacher who gets appointed to some committee, or a teacher who's doing a presentation, presenting a paper, I mean, those are good things that say we have academically sound professionals on our campus. And that's who we have to promote. So anyway, anything you want to share off of what I post, you're more than welcome to do it. But at the same time, I would like to take 100% credit for it, but no, I have I have somebody who does a lot of that work for me. So anyway, but it's
Madam
a good
Chair,
idea.
I think
Trustee Reyes.
I think you're absolutely correct. I think one of the reasons why we're able to get $15 million is to do exactly what you said, that there were some positive stories on students, especially in the academy. A lot of our students can go to a community college, in this case Valley College, and that's what really convinced some of the other elected officials to get their consensus to be able to get that $15 million. And then to find out that some are going to their best universities, UC Berkeley, UCLA, I think that's what we need to begin to applaud the success that we have for our students. And they don't have to pay a lot of money, at least not for the first 2 years. I mean, I don't know. I think that even some of us who are on our own, I'd like to take maybe a class there just to find out what the academy, depending on what to specialize. I'm not the high-tech person, because we didn't have cell phones when I was.
Maybe they could have a tech class for grandparents.
Yeah.
Or for those who are 55 plus. That'd be great.
The old timers coming back strong, even if you're over 80, that's good.
Yeah.
Anyway, those are the success stories that I think can sell to other students and other elected officials.
I understand that we do not have a report from the Executive Vice Chancellor. Is that correct?
I do have a couple of things.
And also from our Vice Chancellor of Human Resources. Oh, you do?
I have a couple of things, man.
Let me get rid of the other two that are.
All right, I like
not
that.
here.
Yeah, they're not here. Let's get rid of them.
And the Vice Chancellor of Educational and Student Support Services. On my notes, somebody wrote you didn't have a report, so you changed your mind.
Yeah, it's last minute because the presidents are competing, so I thought I'd compete too. So, first of all, that competition, you have already received DSO swag without giving a contribution, so there you go. Okay. Second, I just want to clarify the wearing of the mask for anyone that has just come back from vacation or from summer, more than anything. We right now we're considered an outbreak place, whatever you want to call it, because we have received more than 3 cases in the office, not necessarily outside the office, but in the office within the 14 days. Those are the requirements for any place to be considered an outbreak. So once that happened, we immediately went into requirement of mask within this office. District-wide, we're still following CDC and county protocols, which we are a medium risk, and masks are strongly recommended but not required, and that's why you won't see us wearing it outside, and that's why you won't see us implementing it outside the district and within the other offices as well. It's just this side, because that's the reason why we're wearing masks today. But that's the reason.
Thank you.
Can I have a question? I have a question. Chancellor, Vice Chancellor Torres, I got a call from another college, employees from another college, that they're not wanting to wear a mask. And again, I want to thank the CTA and CSEA. They're going to fire them. They have a strict order. So for us to be able to work and to convince, I think I want to thank you for that. But some people are still very anti-mask, and I don't know anybody that would want to lose their jobs for something like this, but it's happening. So I want to compliment you and the unions for working together to convince it's for the safety not only of ourselves, but of our students and our employees. So I thank you for that.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I concur. I do want to say that I appreciate like you're being conscientious about our safety. I got kids at home, and so not to be political about what it is, but the fact that you said, "Hey, wear a mask before you come," because it's like, oh, okay, cool. They thought about us, and so I appreciate it because there's some agencies that are not doing that, and you don't know what you're walking into when you go, and then you end up sick. And so, like again, not your political views. I appreciate the fact that you cared enough to say to us, hey, we had a situation. Come here, prepared. So I appreciate it. Thank you.
Thank you. The next is the information items. Are there any information items that any of our trustees would like to have for discussion? We can pull them out now. None? Okay. So let's go to the announcement of closed session items. The following are the closed session items. A, conference with labor negotiators, Government Code 54957.6. Agency representatives, Diana Z. Rodriguez and Christina Hannon, CSEA, CTA, POA, management/supervisors and confidential employees. B, public employee discipline/dismissal/release/non-reemployment, Government Code 54957, one case. Conference with legal counsel, anticipated litigation, Government Code 54956.9, D2, one case. Conference with legal counsel, existing litigation, Government Code 54956.9, E3 or D1, one case. Public employee performance evaluation, Government Code Section 54957B1. The title is Chancellor. Conference with real property negotiator, Government Code Section 54956.8. Properties accessor parcel number 0160-183-38 through 160-183-44, 0160-254-11, 0160-254-12, 160-254-26, 0141-031-43, and 0141-131-22. Negotiating parties, San Bernardino Community College District, proposed buyer, real estate negotiators, Jose F. Torres, Executive Vice Chancellor, Diana Z. Rodriguez, Chancellor. Under negotiation, instruction to propose buyer's real property, negotiators will concern price and items of payment associated with the possible purchase of the identified properties. This is an opportunity at this time for public comment on closed session items, and we do not have any public comment. So we will recess the public business section, and we will convene in closed session.
Stephanie's chair. So.
Meeting into open session, and I will turn it over to the clerk for our report out.
No report.
Okay, with that, without objection, this meeting is adjourned.